and welcome to another episode of UGC TEA. First, don't forget to subscribe and tap that notification button so you can be the first to find out when I upload new episodes every Thursday. And follow me on TikTok so you can catch them live and ask questions on there. This week I'm interviewing Tara Christina, a fellow creator and mom, and we're chatting all things work-life balance, momming while being a creator, and all your favorite topics like portfolios, pricing, finding brand deals. So you know what to do. Pop in your earbuds, get a pen and paper, and let's get into it. So tell us a little bit about you. How did you get into UGC and why did you get into UGC?
Yeah, so I think we spoke about this like really quickly before. So I've been on like the digital scene and like online world for 3 years now, or just over 3 years. So I'm a nutritionist actually, like by trade. Sounds so formal when you say it. So I was doing nutrition coaching, and then I segued into business coaching because I learned so much about marketing and positioning yourself online in terms of your branding. And then it was in like, I would say end of March where I was on TikTok because I was like, okay, I'm going to get on TikTok because everyone says you need to be on TikTok, blah, blah, blah. Because before that, like Instagram was very much my jam. And I think that's where like a lot of people are as well. It's like Instagram, especially being like, you know, like in our 30s, I was kind of like, yeah, do or die Instagram. And then I was like, hey, I'm going to like give TikTok a go. And then I just stumbled upon like UGC content creation. And I was like, this is quite interesting actually. And it made a lot of sense. Oh, is that your little one?
Yeah, that's my little guy. He just got a few snaps.
Like, give me the iPad.
Yeah, here you go. Go.
Oh, bless him. This is like the real mom life balance right here.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was on a call. But I was like, okay, I'm already creating content for more like personal brands. So people actually like in the coaching world. And I was like, but I could do it for brands. And then it was like a slow progression. I know that like some people that follow me that I talk to, they like learn about it and then they dive straight in. But I was kind of, because I was already doing a few things online, and I think like with yourself as well, I was like, this is quite interesting. So I started like the very first thing I did was like get on Fiverr and Upwork, like the platforms that most people start on. And that's why I usually say like they're great to start off on, because then you sort of start talking to brands and you start understanding what UGC is. And then I was like, this is amazing. Yeah. I love everything about this. And like now it's all I do. And then I like actually coach creators as well. So it's not really the same business coaching I was doing before, but yeah, because there's so much money to be made and it's so flexible. I'm sure like you could like go into detail about that as well, but just like how, especially having children, and like, because I only work 2 actual days, like so I like batch create everything. Yeah. So I batch create like in those 2 days, and sometimes like in the evenings or nap times and stuff, but I pretty much just do those 2 days. And then I just edit and do everything like all in the little pockets of time. And it's just insane for like how great money you can make just making it work through little bits like that. Like you don't need to be chained to your computer every day for hours. Right. Yeah, I just went on a tangent there, but
no. I think that covers the why, especially. That's very similar to what I was doing. I was doing brand and web design prior to this, and it just felt like I was kind of pulling teeth, like, you know, trying to convince people like, you need this. This is something you need. And while yes, it's valuable, you know, it just felt harder to do now that brands are kind of realizing that this is what they need to be doing and this is what's going to get them the money. Like, it's just easy. Like, it just flows in and it's fantastic. And, you know, what I think we talked about earlier too, like, especially with all these new creators popping on and just feeling kind of discouraged and like, oh my gosh, I can't, you know, they're not getting a deal like 5 minutes after becoming a UGC creator. Like, it takes time. You know, you have your history, the 3 years of history. I have also about 4 years of history, you know, working online. And there's so much behind it, you know, the marketing, not just yourself, marketing. UGC is a piece of marketing. So it's so much that people just don't realize. And I feel like TikTok is great at showing you like all these, you know, like make money as an affiliate marketer, make money as a, you know, selling digital products, and like you see the end product and you're like, yeah, I want to do that, and you jump into it and you're like, holy crap, this is a lot of work. So
yeah, there's so much more. And I feel like you're on the same lines as well. It's like, sure, you can start UGC with like no overhead. Like if you have an iPhone, like you're good pretty much. You don't need anything else. But like in order to actually get good at UGC, like you do have to invest your time in like making sure that you like understand at least like basic marketing and like basic hooks, and sort of take the time to actually speak to companies like and understand what they're looking for. Because I know that like in my experience too, like once you've done a few client deals, especially at the beginning, you're like, okay, cool, I know how to do this. And then you can do something for a brand and they're like, that's not at all what we were looking for. Or maybe like you like tried to do something a bit different than the brief and they're like, no, stick to the brief. Right. Just things like that. Yeah. But there's such a learning curve. And like, yeah, TikTok, I just think that there needs to be a bit more, not like clarity, but a bit more openness in terms of creators like saying that you actually do need to kind of put more work than it might seem in order to make good money at UGC. Like, sure, you can get a few jobs here and there. And like, if you're not trying to make it your full-time thing, but like, there's so much opportunity to make it a full-time thing if that's what you want. So you may as well like take the time to kind of do it properly and do it well.
Exactly. Oh, I saw a video today, I think by Kelly from UGC Social. Like, it's a business. This is a whole business. Like, you're not just coming in, you're not just going to be making videos for brands. Like, you need to be professional. You need to, it's the whole business, and you need to learn how to run it. I guess talking about that a little bit, can you, if you don't mind sharing like a little bit about your process, because I know a lot of people get hung up on that, and I get questions about it all the time. Like, okay, I got the brand deal. Now what do I do? It's like, oh, okay, yes, there needs to be steps afterwards, especially to make it look like more professional. I mean, that's what's going to set you apart, being professional instead of just like kind of all over the place. And a lot of times the brands that we're working with are working with UGC for the first time.
Yeah, that's so
it's
true.
It's great for you to have kind of like a process to walk them through, just so they know what to expect, and so you know what to expect, and just to create that relationship.
Definitely. I think like all that, like you said, so many brands are kind of like dipping their toes in at the same time as creators. So they're kind of looking for creators to lead the way as well. And I think it's actually a really good opportunity for like us as creators to set ourselves apart in terms of professionalism, but also to get like, I don't want to say not to get like screwed over, because I don't want like people thinking that like they're out, but like you need to actually like kind of like take the authority in the conversation. Like that's something I try to teach my students too. It's like you need to actually like be the authority. Like don't look at the brands to tell you, kind of like sitting there like, what do you want? What do you want? Like listen to them. But at the same time, you kind of need to lead the way. Like if they don't know what they want and they're kind of like, let's maybe try like one 15-second video, then like that's your position to kind of be like, listen, if it's for ads, you're not going to just want one creative, because you can't test anything. Like you're going to need at least 3 creatives running at the same time to see what works. And even just like a simple sentence like that to a brand, instantly, rather than getting paid for one 15-second video, you're going to get contracted for 3 15-second videos. Just little things like that. And that's like what we were talking about. Like you need to kind of like get your momentum going, like leading the way with brands and understanding that like you can take the leadership role in communicating with them. But anyway, my processes. Back to that.
Exactly. No, absolutely. So, that's like huge.
Like upselling yourself. Yeah, definitely. Tell the brand what will give them the best results. Like they're looking to you to explain that to them, and that's how you make good money. Same with like if you could like segue into like getting monthly retainers. Like if they're like, oh, we need lots of content, maybe we'll do 5, and you'll be like, no, it's better than 5 a video every day for a month.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's a huge one too. Like people are like, how do I try to get long term? Tell them long term. They don't know. Odds are they looked at your portfolio maybe to see kind of what you do, but they're not looking through your services. They're not wondering how else you can help them. You need to tell them, and you need to speak up and say it. And it's so funny that, being like, since you've been in it for a while, this is stuff that you've learned along the way, but just starting, a lot of the stuff is not, it's not obvious. I wouldn't think that. I feel like I'd be repeating something that the brand already knew, and they don't know. Yeah. So definitely you have to speak for yourself, and definitely build that, it takes time to build that confidence, like you said. And I did want to touch real quick on Upwork and Fiverr, because I totally agree. Starting there is fantastic, because brands are already looking for creators on there, and you can position yourself as, just look at other profiles, kind of mirror what they're doing, especially the more successful ones, and you can start getting deals pretty quickly. And they take like a lot.
It's like 20%, isn't it? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot. But it's great to like start building that confidence. Also along those lines, like when people, I don't know, I'm one of those people, and it may be a hot take, that, if people are offering you, when you're first starting, especially, $50, $60, $80 for a video, it's better than a gifted collab.
Yeah.
Getting paid.
Definitely.
It helps you build that process and get that confidence. I think go for it. My thoughts are always go for it.
That's what I think too. And I've had people like there's lots of discussion, especially on Twitter, like about like the charge. And I've seen some people be like, I'm starting off and I'm not charging anything less than like $150. And the thing is, I very much think, and this is what I did, and then I don't know if you did this too, but I feel like you're probably going to say yes. But when I started off, it was low, because I was like, I just want to like get practice and actually dealing with clients, making good videos, and over delivering. Like if you charge under, so I think the first thing I charged was 3 videos for like £80 or something, which American is probably like 100-ish.
Yeah.
But like that's low in terms of UGC standards. And I was like, I just want to like do it, see what it's like, and then like the brand hopefully will be like, that's great. And I won't like be, because sometimes when you're not comfortable charging a lot as well, you can get quite nervous and overthink it. And then I don't know, I just feel like it like muffles it a bit, where it's like, okay, I know that like they're getting great value for what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna like smash it. And then I'm just, like I started low, and then I just marginally like increased like 5 or 10 pounds each deal that I did, until I got to a level where I'm like, yes, this is fair. And I just think like lots of creators will see other creators who have been in the game for a while charging like $200-$300 whatnot for like a bulk of videos, and just think, okay, I'm gonna do that too. And like it's nice that you have confidence, but I do think that you need to actually like work up to that. That's just my own opinion. Like I'm not saying they can't get deals like that, but I just think that that would be the best practice, especially as you said, if you're going to like make UGC a business and a career. Like that's what I think you should do.
I agree. I completely agree. And I'm down with that whole charge your worth. Absolutely do. But maybe in the beginning you don't even know, what it's worth, what you can provide, right? So you don't know yet. You don't know what you can provide. So I'm definitely down for gifted collabs. I did a video for $15 in the beginning. I did one for $30.
Exactly, because you're like, okay, I just want my portfolio to have real good examples. That's what I want.
Right. Exactly. And it's great to have, the examples that you have from home that you do for yourself, but it's even better if you can have like the validation from a brand. I mean, not validation, that's not the right word. You've worked with the brand, you know that the brand liked it, and you know that it helped the brand. So
exactly. It's just so much better. What was I going to say? I've completely lost my train of thought now, but life. I know, especially like mom brain. But and then like we were saying, like the same thing goes for like monthly, like especially because there is such a difference between paid UGC and organic UGC. I think that that's something as well. Like when you're starting, if you've never worked with a monthly client and you don't necessarily know what it's like to create organic, like don't charge like $3,000 right off the gate, things like that. I think like you need to practice that as well, especially if you're coming on board with a brand who doesn't have a TikTok presence, because then you're like starting their brand like from the ground up, which takes a lot of practicing and trial and error, and you just never know what's going to work.
Right. And even at that point, 30 videos a day may not be, it won't be enough to get them, the kind they're going to think, oh, we're going to blow up on TikTok, and not quite.
Expectations. I know, like, can you make us go viral in 2 weeks? Like, never say yes or maybe.
No, anybody that can promise virality is just like red flag.
Like, amen to that. It's so true. Just because you've done it before, or you think that you could do it, it's just you never know. That's what's amazing with TikTok, but also not at the same time.
Right. Well, we got a question. Joshua, Miami creators in the house. Hey, you're from Miami too. And Laura's from Miami, and I used to be from Miami. So it's a lot of Miami creators. He says, do you feel like there's space for males in the UGC space? Yeah, I mean, I think there's
a gap in the market for males, as in it's so dominated by females right now that like men need to be marketed to as well.
No, definitely. And I work with local creators, and we do, like when I do the long-term packages, and I get asked for male creators all the time. I have 2-ish. One that he'll do it, and the other one is like, I'll do it if you need it. And I have them doing a lot of stuff because, the brands do want to see the variety. So I definitely think that it's out there. Yes, the answer. Exactly. It is the best time for males to join. I mean, I think like, we're still like so new. I forgot. I was listening to JT Bartnett. I don't know if you follow him. I think everybody follows JT.
I love him.
Yeah. I was listening to, he was on the Twitter space yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh. And there were like 30 people on there. I was like, I'm popping in. And he was mentioning like social medias have a lifespan of like, I don't think it was like 8 to 10 years from when they not from when they start, but from when they start becoming useful to brands, I guess, if you want to put it that way, with advertising and all that kind of stuff. And he mentioned that TikTok is like in its 2nd year. So just about roughly like 1st to 2nd year, it's just starting. We still got, a good run in front of us to take off, like where Facebook is kind of now. So I'm excited. We've got a lot to go, and it's going to be good for us.
Yeah, like, sorry, I'll let you keep reading the comments, but that's exactly true. Like, people might think, especially on Twitter, if like you're a UGC content creator, you might be thinking like, wow, like Twitter is quite saturated now with UGC creators, which like there definitely has been a huge influx, but I mean, like there is still so much opportunity for creators. It's insane. Like we're still like in the infancy stage, like by far. We're the influencer, like, I was going to say community, but you know what I mean, where the influencer market was like 10 years ago or something, where people like in like 5 years, we're going to be like, oh, I remember when I started UGC in 2022, and people are going to be like, what?
Yeah.
Like when you have the bloggers or the YouTubers who had a channel in like 2008, and you're just like, how is that possible?
Right. And if you stick with it, I mean, they're the ones that have success. I mean, because, you know, they stuck with it. And I feel like a lot of that needs to be said jumping in. You know, you got to be prepared to write it out for more than 3 months, 6 months, even a year, because it takes what, like a couple years to get your business up and established. And that's what this is. So
100%. And also there's so many like ebbs and flows in your business. Like especially in UGC, I find like I'll have a phenomenal week or two where I'm like, holy shit, this is happening. Like it's all coming. And then it'll be almost like dead for
radio
a
silence.
week or two. And then like you kind of have to think, okay, well, it's not going to be like this forever. Like whether it's good or bad, you just have to just ride it out, because it's so worth it at the end of the day. You just don't quit if you don't get a deal, even when you're just beginning. Like we said at the start, like if you're just beginning and you haven't made money in the first week or two, like there's nothing wrong with you. Just keep going. I would say though, I feel like if you're only, because there's so many different ways to get clients, of course. So, but if you're only trying like 1 or 2 ways and you're not getting the most traction, I would just say like try some more ways. Like, and even when some things are working, all of a sudden they won't be. So you need to constantly be trying, different tactics. Like Twitter was working so well for me maybe a month ago. Like inbound was just bumping like constantly, and now it's slowed down so much. So I'm kind of like, I've turned my attention a lot more to outbound. I don't know if that's what you've done.
Absolutely. Like, I'm so glad to hear you say that, because because I've been like panicking these past 2 weeks. I'm like, oh my God, I can't like I'm terrible at it. Everybody hates me. And that's not it at all. It's just that it's more people are coming in and more people are jumping at different opportunities, you know, at what used to, when people used to tweet, I need a UGC creator, you'd get like maybe 20 replies. Now there's like 100 people.
Yeah, I've noticed that. It's like 100. I'm like, I'm not even going to bother liking this.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm focusing a lot more on also building like those relationships. Like even with when they say, no, we don't need anything. It's like, okay, I'm still going to follow them and, you know, on all the platforms that they're on, and like and comment every now and then, just so they can kind of remember you. And when they do finally decide to get onto TikTok, because they will, you'll be on their mind.
How do you, that like made me think of a question. How do you feel about following up? Because I've had this conversation with people before, and I know other creators, but do you have like a process where you actually follow up with people after a certain amount of time? Or if you've given them your prices, you've gotten to that stage of the conversation, then they ghost you. Do you bother following up, or do you just,
if they ghost and we talked about prices, I'll follow up, and I'll follow up like 2, 3, even 4 times, be like, hey. And a lot of times it's just because they're either talking the budget out or trying to
that's
discuss
such
it.
a true
So I do follow up, and I've never had anybody be like, leave me alone kind of thing. Like, because we talked about it, like we got this far, they're interested. And then I've actually done something lately that has worked twice already. I'll follow up with you know, whatever package they're asking for, and then be like, look, if this is too much, I can do maybe, instead of, you know, a whole month worth, we can do, you know, 15 videos for the month at this price. And I've had one brand jump on it and another brand discuss maybe what else can we do, it like to get a little bit, they're trying to get a little bit more, which is okay. But
that's a right idea. That's like when you leave, like when you're on like an e-commerce site and you leave something in your cart, and then they email you and they're like, here's like a special 10% discount. It's exactly the same, but just manual. That's such a good idea.
And it's worked already twice. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is what we need to do. So that's what I do. And then if they ghost, like if they haven't answered after the 3rd or 4th time, I just chalk it up to a loss. But I do have brands that'll be like, oh, not right now, or oh, we've filled up creators or whatever, and I'll put them in like, I have a Notion, the tables and all that. Just set up with like who I reached out to and kind of what they said, and then I'll tap into it every now and then and reach back out to them. It's been okay. Like it's been okay. Some people will say, I've had, I guess, maybe 2 responses from follow-ups. So I haven't done that much outreach because it's been so much inbound recently. And then so that's kind of what I do. I'm down for follow-ups, like definitely follow up. And on DMs, especially if they leave you like on red, bump them, be like, hey, in case you didn't see my message, I'm still here. And usually they'll respond the second time. I don't think I've ever had anybody like not respond the second time. They'll either say no, or they'll say, here's an email, or they'll say, let's talk. So
so do you DM people on Instagram?
I do, to try to get their email. Like if I can't find the email anywhere, like if I can't find like a direct email or even like a partnerships email or a media email, I have started DMing on Instagram again. And it's been all right. Like I get responses back usually with an email to send information to, which is kind of better. I like that better.
Yeah, definitely. But like I prefer emailing so much. I just, like we were saying at the beginning, it's so much more professional.
Right.
And also Instagram, you don't know who's monitoring their account, and they get flooded with so many like spammy messages. I know, like when I was like doing my nutrition coaching, business coaching, like my DMs were flooded with like cold messages, and it's just like you don't really want to respond. But for whatever reason, when someone emails me, I'm like, oh, you took the time to find my email, to write me an email. So I think that brands kind of, yeah, there's that mutual respect in that way as well. And actually taking the time to find the right department as well is like crucial, isn't it?
Yes.
But yeah.
Oh, TikTok, and it tells me when to pop off. So if I cut off for a second, I'll be back on.
Okay. So I have I think we have separate questions here.
Go for it.
So what's the average price for a 15 and 30-second video from someone with experience? So yeah, we were talking about this. You probably missed it, but there's no universal price, of course, but I would say, yeah, if you have experience, I'm going to guess that you mean like actually creating content, TikToks and stuff. 15 seconds, Denise, I don't know if like you have your own opinion, but I would say 15 seconds, like $100 to $150 would be quite average.
Yeah.
You can charge a bit more, you can charge a bit less depending on like if you love the product or if it's like a high ticket product. Right. So if they're going to send you like something that's a few £100s or what have you, you know, you want to bear that in mind. And 30 second, I would say like 150 to 200. But it's always best, like we were saying at the beginning, to try to get like a bulk package for that. Try to explain to the brand that it's in their best interest, if they're using it for ads, to have at least like 3 creatives that they can test, and then you can charge more for that. And it's not even that much work to go from 1 video to 3. Right. It's just like a different editing process, really. Like once you've committed to like filming 1 video, it's not like triple the work if you have 3 videos on top of that at all. It's nice. Like I think it's so much more worth your time to create more videos than just 1. Like if sometimes I will say my little spiel about like it being better to have more, and sometimes brands will be like, no, we want the 1.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I feel like I almost want to take out the 1 video pricing at all and still offer it, like if they ask for just 1, but yeah, you don't need, I mean, with 1 you're not really going to do much unless you know like maybe that this ad works and we just need another person. At that point they're just paying for like an actor, which
that's so true. If they're like, this ad is converted, do this exact hook, do say this exact script, then yeah, exactly. But even then it would be better. I've had before where someone's asked me like for 1 video, and then he just asked me to change the hook. He's like, so the same exact voiceover, just change the hook and what you say. And a hook's usually like 3 seconds, 2-3 seconds. So it's like, that's not that much work either to just do, and then they can test it that way, because it's all about testing in the ads, of course.
Exactly. I saw somebody has let me answer a couple questions first and then I'll jump on to another topic. If you record off the TikTok app, how do you make sure the content will fit in the TikTok frame? So let me see. Okay, if you record the video on TikTok and then maybe you screen record it off of that, I'm thinking. So when you do that, it comes up a little bit larger than the TikTok screen. So I think if you have an iPhone, you can go into the editing section and it has the different settings. It has the 9:16 ratio, which is what you need for TikTok. So that's how you can change that up. If you do it in CapCut also has it. It allows you to change the frame to what you need it. Oh, Catherine answered it. Okay, thank you, Kathy. And then how do you reply when a brand asks if you can make them go viral? You run, you go, you laugh, you run away. No, I mean, you can try to, I mean, this is an educational, this is the point where you can educate them and be like, you know, going viral is great. It's going to get a lot of eyes on your thing. But a lot of times are brands even ready to go viral? You know, do they have a great landing page that's going to convert? Do they have, you know, customer service and support? Do they have all that stuff in support? Ask them if they have all that. And it'll make you look, you know, like you know what you're talking about, and it'll make them be like, oh wait, maybe we should not. So it's like, and you know, it explains to them also, you know, the importance of building a community and all that kind of good stuff. So that's how you can respond, or you can just ignore them and be like, oh, never mind, I don't want to work with you.
I feel like whoever, like if a brand asks you, like, can you make me like, or I'm going to pay you this amount, but can you like, try really hard to make me go viral or something, I would just assume that they know nothing about TikTok and they don't even really understand why they're like getting started in TikTok. Because any brand that like has an understanding of it will know that like it's not like you're just going to go viral and then like you've made $100,000 and your life has been changed. I think that that's what people think going viral means for their business, because it has happened to people, but it's definitely not the norm. Like Denise said, you just need to like explain to them why maybe it's not a good thing or it shouldn't be the end result. It should actually be like building that community. Was I frozen too?
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what you tell them. I mean, and again, it's just gonna give you the opportunity to educate them because a lot of brands just don't know yet. So let's see.
Exactly.
Do you have any questions over there? I have someone who just started their UGC journey. What do you recommend when reaching out? I always say do a little bit of research on the brand first. You know, check all their socials, check if they're on TikTok, check if they're running ads. You know, and then check if you can find an email on, I do this on LinkedIn a lot because in LinkedIn lets you see everybody that's working for the brand. And sometimes they have their emails on there. So you can go and try to get a direct email rather than just DMing. But definitely first, when reaching out, make sure that this is a brand that is even on TikTok. Maybe they're growing, or maybe you think that they could do great, and make it personal to them. Like, don't just like copy and paste a whole bunch of templates. Offer them something.
What I always say too is like, don't just say like, I love your brand.
Yeah.
Like that couldn't be more generic. What I started doing too, and I'm having like good feedback with this, is trying like getting a sentence in there to explain that like you're not an influencer.
Yes.
Because as soon as you start outreaching, like lots of responses you'll get back is like, here's like our collab page or like something like this, or we don't have the budget for an influencer. So you kind of want to get brands to understand, at least in that initial email, like what you're actually propositioning them for. So yeah, I would always just say like these would be like TikTok videos you would own the rights to use in paid ads. I'd say just a little sentence like that, and I find that works like quite well too.
Agreed. Yeah, oh my gosh, all the influencer and collabs.
Collabs.
Like, no.
And they'll be like, okay, send a screenshot of your like engagement, your followers. I'm like, oh, that's not
how this works. Right. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, some people are gonna get it, some brands are not. That's why you just keep reaching out. It's a lot of outreach, especially in the beginning, I think.
Yeah, it is a numbers game. You can't take it personal if you haven't heard back at all.
Let's see. Zoe's asking for a course. Tara, tell her about your course.
Yes, so I have a course and it's designed literally to like hold your hand if you've never done anything on TikTok or anything from like day one until like landing paid deals. So it has like a lot of what Denise and I've been talking about in terms of like the logistics of how to make like a good video, but also like how to actually position yourself as a business owner and to like negotiate with clients to get brand deals and all of that. So if you go to my profile, it's just linked there. But it's really good. It's for beginners and it'll like get you. Yeah, I laid it all out there.
Yeah, it's probably going to be really good. I would love to see. I think it's going to be fantastic. So definitely go help her out.
Yeah, definitely. I was like, I'll show you some of the modules.
Yes, yeah, I'd love to.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Let's see. And I have a supplemental starter kit that has just like templates of everything that you need on the business end. So it's like the contract, the briefing, like a creative brief, an invoice template, pitch templates, all kinds of stuff. Oh, it even has a website template like to get you started that you just plug your stuff into. Yeah. So if you need to get the business end up and running, I've got one too that you can go check out.
I definitely think too, like investing. I know that I've always like done that, like in every like business venture I've done, like actually like investing and being like, okay, I'm just gonna like drop just a little bit of money, and it just like I've never regretted it. Not in like a sales pitch, but like just like you're saying, just having like a template of a contract, because I know I get so many questions all the time of like, do you have a contract? Can I see a contract? Just like having that, and you're like, okay, I know this works. I know I can send this to brands. It's so nice.
Absolutely. Yeah. I actually separated the contract. So I have just the contract up there because everybody's asking for just the contract. I'm like, go get it. It's there. What is your day? Okay. So being a mom, you've got three littles.
Three.
What is your day look like as, going through as a content creator?
So I have very different days. So like I was saying before, I have 2 days where everyone's like outside of the house away in childcare. And those are the days where I will like bulk create. So those are, I would say like I create from about like 10 a.m. to like 4 I'm creating. And it's like, it's heavy. It's a lot. I know it sounds like in theory, you're like, but you're just filming TikToks. But like we were saying, like you're following briefs, you're creating the scripts, you're like doing a lot. So those are the days that I work. And then I'll like edit in the day too if I have time. On my side, I'm a mom too, and I have no childcare, so it's hard. So
I'll cover that
because
I have no childcare.
Those are the days where I have childcare, and then all the other days, so I have a 3-year-old, so she goes a bit more days than my twins because they're like just about 1. So on those days, I film when they're napping, so they like will have a long nap, and I'll film, and then I just literally try to work like in the evenings when everyone's in bed, or like if my husband has somewhat of a flexible job, so sometimes he'll be home at like 4 p.m. and I'll like rush to my office or like wherever, and then like hide from everyone and just like do some like editing and things like that. So it can seem very hectic. Like, I know you can probably like fill us in on this. It feels like super hectic. But at the same time, I just like value that flexibility. It's so much better than having my kids away for like more days. Like, if I can actually make this money, like in the little pockets of time that I have, it's well worth it. You just have to, you like can't like drag your feet. You can't procrastinate when there's deadlines, which can kind of be a good thing, because brands, like, you'll communicate with the brand that it'll be done by this day. So you have to have it done by that day. So it does mean sometimes I'm like up to like 10 or 11, like on my phone. Cut. But like, it's just the reality as a mom, isn't it? What if you need natural light to film? So that's why, like I was saying, like nap time is like when I would film. Like, I don't film anything at night because it won't be like good quality, really. Yeah. Right. So you can go on the like, and what do you do? Because you have a mom. You have a mom.
I do have a mom, but So I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old that are both on the iPad right now, and screen time is my friend. I don't put them on there all day long, I promise. But when I do have like meetings or like these kinds of things, they're on there and it's fine. So basically I try to keep mornings open for them. So I go when I take them out or I go do something with them. And then we'll come back, snacks, and then the little one, he's 2, he goes to sleep. He sleeps about 2. Fortunately, he sleeps about 2 or 3 hours as well. So while he's doing that, the 6-year-old, she'll play. We have a 6-year-old neighbor, so sometimes she'll go over there and hang out with them.
Oh, that's so handy.
Yeah, it's a lifesaver. And then I get things done in about those 3 hours, and then the little one wakes up and I have to we do whatever he needs to eat and all that kind of stuff, and then we get dinner ready, and then bath time, nap time, sleep time, and all that kind of stuff. So luckily they go down like at 7:30, 8, and I'm able to pop on and kind of work in the evening. So I do about I'd say like 5 to 6 hours of work a day, because I do those 2 or 3 in the day, and then another 2 or 3 at night. So it is a full day's work. But just like you said, you find the pockets and you kind of get in there and do as much as you can. And yes, like I have gotten in trouble when I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna go see this sound on TikTok, and kind of fall into the hole of scrolling on TikTok, and like, oh shoot, like 20 minutes have gone by and I've like done nothing. So you do have to like be more disciplined about it and just kind of get stuff done. But I love it that we're here. I love that I'm here with them, and we can we have that flexibility in the morning. We get to go do stuff. Weekends have lately been busy, but like, on weekends I can choose to work or not. So depending on how I manage my time during the week, it's great. I think it's fantastic. I have another single mom that started doing this, and she's like, it's just like supplementing her income, and she's like, it's fantastic. Thank you for introducing to it. So
exactly. It's like, you do. Yeah, I was just gonna say, you do have to like give up a few things. Like, I don't want to like paint the illusion that we're like doing it all. Like, I like essentially never watch television because there's no time. Like, you do like give up like your evenings, but it's worth it, because like you're saying, like you get to be with your kids and everything. I have another comment. How do you get over the guilt of working while they're playing? Do you want to handle this? Because
what guilt?
I like struggle with this.
So my 6-year-old, I think it depends how many kids she has. I'm not sure how many kids she has, but my 6-year-old, like, she was my first, and it was like I was like, this, the blinders is here. And then like my 2-year-old now, he's like, okay, he's fine. He can, there's, he eats stuff off the floor. It's fine. It's definitely different with the second one, so she's really good about playing by herself. She's not very like, oh, mommy, come play with me. And, if she does, like, I will. Sometimes I'll just sit with her, in the playroom, and she'll play, and I'll edit on my phone because I don't need to necessarily have anything with me. Or if they want to go to a park, I can take them to a park and they can play and I can edit stuff. So it's still kind of, spending time with them and being with them, being around them. So, it's fine. And then like you do, you designate the 2 film days when they're not there. So similar, I'll designate, I have I could try to get multiple film days in as well, where I just film, and then just editing is pretty simple to do wherever you go. So so I don't feel bad about it. Plus, nobody entertained me when I was a kid. Like, it's so my mom was like, go play. I was like,
and
okay.
It's like, I saw something on TikTok about that, and it's like the kids are allowed to be bored, or like they are allowed to not have 100% of your attention, and it doesn't mean that you're a bad parent. Absolutely. This is just someone's opinion, and I just agreed with that. But I don't want my kids to feel like they have to hold my attention every 10 seconds. I don't ignore them, of course. But they're not like mommy, and I'm like, I give them attention, but they don't, like, I do get time, or I do work in the day when they're around sometimes, and it's fine. Especially my young ones, because the one good thing about twins, I'm discovering, is that they can play with each other. So that's what they're doing, so that's actually been very handy. But yeah, it is like like balancing. It's just, some days you feel like you've nailed it and like you're like, I'm like a working mom and like everyone's happy, and then the next day you'll feel like you're messed it all up and you're terrible. Yeah. So you just, every single mom I've spoken to feels like that at some point, don't they?
Yeah,
so,
for sure. Yeah, this is just like any other business, any other job, any other work from home position. I mean,
exactly.
And it's fine. It's good for them to see you working, doing something other than mom.
Like, amen. Like, and to see you happy. Like, I've been like so much happier since, like, especially from my business coaching where I'd be so stressed. I'd be like, where's my next client coming from? Like, am I giving them like good results? Like, it was just this whole dialogue. I'm sure you were like there as well. And like now this like UGC has just made me so much happier in my business. And like then your kids get a happier mom. So it really is a win-win. As cliche as it sounds, it is.
Absolutely. Like 100%. I was like, content creation is for me. It was always for me before anyway, like when I create for my business or clients in web design and stuff, it was for me. And this is for me. Like, I enjoy it. This is my time. So yes, absolutely. I agree. Don't feel guilty about it. You're fine. They're fine.
Exactly.
I have a question here. My family does UGC together. Should my husband and I start doing UGC separately? I would pitch yourselves individually, even if you wanted to, because do one for your family, do one all three, or I don't know how many there are of you, and then one of you and your husband. That would be fantastic because you'd get more ins from all over the place. And then like if you're getting an in from your, like a lead from you, you can say, hey, we all do UGC if it's appropriate, and definitely more ways to get brands. I'm down. I think it's a great idea. Let's see. Can you work with international brands? Well, Tara's in the UK, so.
Yeah, definitely. You can work with brands anywhere that they ship to. Just like, I would just make sure you ask. That's something too, like, because like when I'm like looking for brands to outreach, for example, I always go and check to make sure that they like ship to the UK. So just make sure that they ship to your country, and brands like it, because then, especially if you have like the accent, I don't have that luxury, but if you have like if you're pitching to an American brand and you're in the UK and you actually have a British accent, they like that because it makes them seem like a bigger brand, or like, have that international flair. So I think it can actually be a selling point like that as well. But yeah.
Time to pull out some accents.
Yeah, it's true though. And then just make sure when you're discussing that you've established how they're going to pay you. That would be one thing. But it's no problem for international brands to pay during a bank transfer. So I always, I don't know what you do, Denise, but I always try to push for bank transfers just because there's no
fees,
like cut and fees. Yeah. So like PayPal and Stripe, of course, take cuts. And Fiverr and all that as well. But anyway, I tried to go for a bank transfer. So I'll always like include my international details on my invoices if it's an international client. But yeah, I usually discuss that beforehand to see how they're going to pay me. But it's no problem for brands in the end.
I have been paid international or bank transfers before, and I guess maybe it's because the brand was international versus being in the US. Yeah, and it goes smoothly. I had a friend was like, "Oh my God, they're asking for my bank details." I'm like, "It's okay, it's normal."
Yeah, they can't take money from you. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a good question here. So, she's asking us what our least and most favorite thing is about this job.
Oh, yeah. I think so. Definitely, my favorite is that I get to stay home and be with the kids. And actually, like I have more freedom like around my day. If there's a day that I'm just not feeling it, and as long as I don't have anything due, like the next day or like that day, I can do pretty much whatever I want. So it's nice to have the freedom to control my day. And, I can work as hard as I want or as little as I want. If I need to chill, during a week or a month or something, I can plan that ahead and just have a slower week or a slower month. And I love that.
Exactly. And still have money in your bank account, like not be like stressed about money.
Right.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Honestly, my most favorite is the same, like being a mom, like the flexibility. And like you said, like if you have a day where you're just like not, I don't know, the days where you're just like, I don't want to be on camera, because even though this is what I do for a living, there are some days where I'm just like, oh, like I'm not feeling it. So yeah, to know that I can just film tomorrow is so nice. Least favorite, I would say, this is a tough one. I don't want to like throw anyone under the bus, but I would say my least favorite is kind of dealing with nightmare clients. It sounds so like, and I'll give you an example, not of an actual client or anything, but like clients that are requesting like more revisions, or maybe you told them what you were going to do and then you did it, and for whatever reason they don't like it, and there's just lots of back and forth.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen that much, to be honest. But when it does happen, it very much takes a lot of your time.
Yeah, agreed. I think my least favorite part is, fortunately, I found a way to get around that. I always send them a creative. Either if we don't get one from them, they're getting one from me. This is what I'm going to shoot. This is what it's going to say, and this is what what the text is going to be. Like, if you don't like it, tell me now before I actually start filming, because I'd rather not have to go back and change it.
I've done that before, but I don't do it consistently enough. Like, I don't do it with every single brand that I work with, but maybe I should.
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, that's exactly why I don't do it, like, point blank. Like, and sometimes on the day that I'm actually shooting, like, that's when I'll actually figure out exactly what I'm going to say. So, like, sometimes, and that just works for me, I think. Like, I don't have it planned out every single time. Yeah. Oh, so you agree? Because I know, like, that's how I work with everything.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I do send out the briefs. They're not like super detailed or anything, but it's like, this is kind of what the concept is going to be. This is kind of, and it helps me on the days that I do decide to film. And if I do think of something that's not on the brief, I'll film that and be like, oh, well, I thought of this better. This was better.
Brief?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
and nobody has ever been like, oh my God, that wasn't on the brief. Like,
it's so true.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, and some brands too, I find once you can show them like what you can actually do, that you can make like good quality videos, they're so fine. Like, if they're repeat clients, like, they're just like, yeah, do it. Like, some clients I've had, they've just been like, yeah, can you do another video? I'll be like, oh, like, is there anything like specific? And they're like, no. And you're like, okay, let's do it then.
Right. Oh, those are the best, right? When they just let you do whatever. I love that.
Yeah, I love that too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another thing I love.
yeah, that's true.
Because there are some that send you like so much information, like in the script and all that, and you're like, okay, so we've got let's do 10 more minutes here. And let's see, what does a long-term client look like? I'll say what one of mine looks like. I do 3 to 5 videos for her a week, and then I give her concepts for the other 2 or 3 videos that I did or didn't do, so she can do it on her own, because she wants to be on her page as well. So that's I like that one a lot, because it's less work for me essentially, and I just send her kind of what she needs to do. But I've had clients where I've created for them like a video a day, and I had another long-term client that was it was 5 videos a week. So it just depends kind of how they want to structure it.
That's exactly with me. Most of mine are a video a day for my long-term monthly clients. And then what I'm doing with one client too, and this is nice, is because he wants to grow his TikTok, but he also wants to use the content for paid ads, which of course, like, is different content. So I like half the content I post on his TikTok is organic, and like the other half is like more ads, but it can still do well on organic. Yeah. It kind of like, it saves everyone time. Right. And I do that for him. But yeah, it's usually like 1 TikTok a day. Mm-hmm. And then I've done a few like clients where they've sent me a product, and then they've got me to do a few rounds of the creative, like every few weeks, when they need like fresh creatives for their ads. So that's been nice too. But you can't count on that as much. And I feel like the monthly clients are so good. For like money wise, but also for like getting to know the brand and seeing what works. It's so nice when you can just manage their own TikTok, and you're like, okay, like this product works really well, or like this concept works well, and then you can just build on that and do different variations. That's what I find as well.
Yeah, definitely. I like working best with long term, because you also you learn about the people that you're working with and what they like to see on their TikTok, and you learn about their customers and what they like to see, so you can do more of it and help them grow faster. So yeah, definitely. What I think I want to start trying is like locking people in for more than a month. Be like, let's do like 3 months.
Yeah, I do 2 right off the bat.
Okay.
And like, I think that's really good, because you can explain to them, like, you're not probably going to see the best results after 1 month, 2 months. Right. But yeah, and then after that, I just do it by a monthly basis. But I feel like maybe I should be like locked it in further. Okay, like just multiples of 2.
yeah, I feel like that's a good deal. Yeah, because I had one brand that I'm working with. This is gonna be the last month that I'm working with them, and we'll see if they want to do another month. But other than that, it's been 1 month, and this month is another 1 month. So it's like, let's do a little more.
Yeah, because I feel like you're just starting to get traction, and you're just starting, to make good videos, and then you're like, okay, bye. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I don't have any more questions here. Do you have any questions on your end?
Yeah. What do you do to stay creative when creating daily videos for long-term clients? I constantly look on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm constantly in the creative center, like looking at like top performing ads or even what's trending. And then on TikTok myself, like I have this TikTok account, but I have a personal account too.
Yeah.
And I look on both. Like I think it's actually quite important if you have like a UGC style TikTok to actually have a different TikTok, because so you have different algorithms and you see the different trends. Even if my other one's pretty much just like Kardashian shit. But like,
those sounds are
yeah, it's like celebrity gossip. I'm exposing myself now, but you get to see other stuff, and that's like so important. And to be honest, like when you're on TikTok a lot, the ideas start. This is what I found anyway. Like I just find the ideas start becoming easier and easier. Like the more you do it, the more you're on TikTok. Like they actually do come to you, and I think that would be the case for anyone. That's what I found. I don't know if you've
yeah, absolutely. And then like you can get like one idea and make it into like 3 videos. You can do a trend with it. You can do like a text on screen with it. You can do a talking to the face. You can do a talking to the face, a talking to the screen. You can do like a lifestyle. So with one idea, you can do so many different videos. Like
it's so true.
You don't run out of. And then you can just like do instead of putting them back to back, just rotate them. So it's definitely, it's not hard. It's not as hard as you think. Like,
you're not like starting from like scratch.
Every single time. Yeah.
I also like when I'm creating with my monthly clients, because I edit all the Mall and CapCut, I'll like go back to my edits and just change a few clips and then change the voiceover and do like little things like that. Especially if it's a video that performed well, I'll just tweak it a little bit and then have another one. And clients are all okay with that because like it's just you're putting up more content that like did well, so it works.
Exactly.
So I have one more here. Maybe we'll just do one more. What's the difference in content with organic and paid? You actually just posted a video about this. It showed up on my feed today.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it today.
I think I posted it out. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll say what I think really quickly, and then you can go into detail. But like organic essentially is meant to be more natural. It's meant you can put a lot of lifestyle clips in it. It's just meant to be a lot more subtle is what I find. Like that's how I create my organic, just a lot more subtle. Whereas paid is meant to be in an ad campaign. So it needs to be like very quick. Like as in if it's a 15-second like paid, it should have like 7 or 8 different clips in it. It should be so fast. You should have like a really strong hook and a call to action at the end. Yes. And it should be more salesy in my opinion. It's still subtle because it's UGC, but more happening.
Yeah, definitely. That's paid it follows a format. You have the hook to catch the attention. You put in, the problem that you're solving in whatever way. You can do that in a bunch of different ways. And then you have that call to action at the end. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like shop now kind of thing.
Yeah,
but,
click here.
It's more, you're getting them to do something. That's what they want with the ad. That's what they're paying for. So you find out from the brand what they need you to do or what they want to do with that ad, and you make some kind of hook around it. So and then organic is like basically everything else, like trends, anything really, and it just kind of features the product, not as an in your face kind of thing, like as a more of a TikTok with the product, and like you just happen to be using the product. So
exactly. And like there's like you need to like use both of them, I would say, like for like a well-rounded UGC content creation. And it's fun to create both. I like creating both. Mm-hmm.
I had a brand, just quick story. I had a brand that was like, oh, we don't want to do anything, like no ads whatsoever, like just organic, like, but not just organic. It was like just trends. I'm like, well, and it was kind of like, it's not like an obvious kind of thing. It's like a toy, but like not like an obvious toy. Like it's you kind of gotta know what it is. Okay, like even if you see like a TikTok of it, you may not want to look more into it. You may just be like, okay, cool, and then keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. And I was trying to explain like, you're gonna need to tell people what it is and like where to get it and how to find it and what it's for. And they, we did a little bit, and they were just like not into it. Like they're like, no, it's okay. I'm like, okay, well, it's fine. We tried it and it's cool. But you're absolutely right about needing that balance of both, because like, how are people gonna know what you're selling if you're not selling?
Exactly. That's exactly it. Like there is an element of like mystery sometimes when you do something, you're like, I wonder what that is, but you can't do that for every single video. Like you said, like, what is this toy?
Right. It might get you to look at the account, but then you're looking at more of the same, and it's like, okay, I don't know what this is. Let's
go. That's so true.
You got to make people not think, make it obvious for people. It's just the way consumers are.
Attention span on TikTok is even shorter than every other platform, so don't do that to them.
Yes, no, don't.
Exactly.
Well, all right, we're hitting up here at 4. Do you have any other questions here? I'm trying to see here. I got one more good one. How did you get your first few clients? I actually got my first client on Upwork. So.
Mine were Upwork and Fiverr. I can't remember which one, but I worked like so much on Upwork and Fiverr at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's so handy.
Yeah, it's real easy to get started on that. Alrighty, well, thank you. I don't know, Tara, did you have one that you wanted to wrap up with?
Yes. Oh, for monthly clients, how many videos are you making? So usually it's like a video per day, but it could be anything. Like
yeah,
if a client...
I've had some for like 15, 20.
Oh, I thought you were
per
going to
day.
say per day for a sec.
Oh, no. No, 15 to 20 per month.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it could be like five a week, 7 a week, like every day. It really doesn't, it just matters what the client like wants and what you can handle as a creator. But I would say like 1 a day is like quite standard.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, Tara, thank you so much for chatting with me. I love that I got to chat with another UGC mom because I'm like, I feel so old in this arena. I'm like, oh my God.
I do too sometimes, but then there's actually so many UGC like moms, and people, I was going to be like way older, but they're like just people of all ages. Like everyone needs to be marketed to at the end of the day. So there's room for
the representation of it. Yeah. So definitely.
Exactly. Amazing.
So, I was going to go ahead and I was going to point to your course. Tara has a course definitely that you should go check out. You can plug it better than I can. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my course, you'll see it. It's like right in the link in my bio for my profile, but it's essentially designed for like beginners. So people who maybe you've like dipped your toes in UGC, or if you've like never done a single UGC video, that is fine because I quite literally hold your hand and walk you through to like how to create a good creative in videos, and then how to actually get paid clients, how to negotiate with them, how to position yourself as an actual business owner. And then, I have lots of templates too, like the contract, the outreach. I give you actual examples that I've done for paid work in terms of like a different style of actual videos. And it's just really, really useful. So do take a look. And then,
Awesome. All right. Well, so every Thursday we'll be here with another creator or brand or agency or other entrepreneur that can help us on our journey. So stick around. And if you don't catch this one, I'm going to pop them up on my YouTubes or my YouTube channel. Like I literally just started it last week. So go check them out over there. And thank you so much. And thank you guys for participating and asking any questions. Thank you, Kathy, for moderating. She's my VA. If you have a chance to get a VA in the future, like totally go for it. She's the bomb.
I love that. I'm so on board with that. Kathy.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much, guys, and have a good night in the UK.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye. I'll see you later.